Good morning. Let's turn up the heat and get cooking. This is Saturday Kitchen Live. And welcome to the show. There's a very glamorous lineup of guests with me in the studio today. First are the sisters who are creating a big buzz in the culinary world with their own brand of healthy eating, but unlike many current diets, it encourages you to use butter and fat. See, I told you it was good for you. It's Melissa and Jasmine Hemsley. And next to them is simply one of the most successful restaurateurs on the planet. Now, I counted the restaurants last night, but I stopped at 29, but there might be another one opening up today somewhere in the world, but there is 29. They're all over the place, including the 2 Michelin-starred Spargo in Beverly Hills and, of course, Cut at 45 Park Lane right here in London. He also just happens to cater for the Oscars. It's the incredible Wolfgang Puck. Welcome back. So, girls, you're throwing away. I think, Melissa, what are you going to make for us first?
So we're making an Italian feast, and I'm starting off with a ragu with courgette, which is spaghetti made from courgettes.
That's it. And you're going to serve that raw. That's with the ragu served on the top.
That's it, yeah.
OK. Jasmine, what are you going to make?
And I'm doing our own take on a pizza, which is using cauliflower in the base. So it's called a flour power pizza with just some almonds and buckwheat in there too, and just doing a simple topping of a margarita.
Sounds pretty good. And you're a bit of a fan of pizza, Wolfgang, but not with first time with cauliflower you've had it.
I know, the first time with cauliflower.
But you're going to do steak.
I'm going to make an Asian steak salad with vegetables and salads from the farmer's market here with an Asian flavor. It's going to be tasty and delicious and good for you.
And candied cashew nuts on the top as well.
You're right.
And it tastes delicious. There you go. And some great dishes to look forward to. And also, we've got a fantastic lineup of foodie films from the BBC's archive. As well, there are servings from Rick Stein, Celebrity My Chef, and those 2 gritty Italians, Gennaro Contaldo and Antonio Carluccio. 2 dishes on the show this morning.
Goody.
From these 2 new faces to Saturday Kitchen, it's Melissa and Jasmine Hemsley. Right, what are we going to make then, girls? So
Thanks for having us, James.
We've got Melissa over here.
Yes.
Jasmine's over here. So, Jasmine, you first, because I know you want to get on and do this.
So there we go. So normally you have this kind of unrefined grain as the base of your pizza, but we've got cauliflower in here, so it's a little secret ingredient because you won't see or taste it. We've got ground almonds, buckwheat, which is not a wheat. It's a relative of the rhubarb. It's a seed. And then we're going to use an egg white to bind it all together. Right.
Now, you're going to get on and do that and blend it all up over here. Now, Melissa, you're chopping.
James, can you help me with my ragu?
My usual
chopping.
Okay.
So we've got onions, garlic. We love meat. So here we've got minced beef and chicken livers, which is a traditional part of a ragu, your bolognese. And the amazing thing about a ragu is with the flavours of the mixed spice and the tomato puree and the garlic, you won't taste it. Right. So for people that are a little bit funny about livers, they're not going to taste the liver in there, but you get all the nourishment. It's a really nutrient-dense food. OK. So where does your love of food, then, come from, you two? Where does it, Jasmine, where does that come from?
I think it's just been home cooking the whole time. You know, with Mum, we didn't really ever eat out. Mum just made kind of, I guess it's quite frugal, stews, lots of lamb stews, lots of eggs, one-pot dishes, lots of Filipino food. And I think just as we grew up and moved away and, you know, more fast food came into our lives, we realised we're really missing out on that type of thing. So we went back into it and got a big following. Everyone else wants to learn how to do it too.
Because this is not diet cooking as we know it, is it, really?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's diet cooking in terms of it's good for your diet, you know, it's nutritious food, so we just concentrate on everything that's nutrient-dense. Yeah. So meat and veg is the kind of our main focus.
OK. Right, what are you doing there?
Thanks, James. Right, so I am making the spaghetti. So instead of heavy spaghetti that, you know, it's a real comfort food, but it leaves you feeling heavy and tired, we're all about food that makes you feel more energised and happier and a better version of yourself. So courgettes are amazing, especially this time of year, because they're in season, so they're cheap, they're tasty. And it takes 2 seconds to make this. So this is a spiralizer.
A better version of yourself, is that what you said?
A better version of yourself. So I'm just spiralising
I thought about that when I had a Twix this morning at 6 o'clock. I need to change my diet.
Well, this is going to make you feel good. And it's amazing, so you don't need to cook them. The heat from the sauce will give them a little cook. And they're absolutely delicious. And you can really fool people with a few tastes. I mean, this is one type of spiralizer. You can buy a handheld one, or if you've just got a peeler, you can slice it like nice and thick, pappardelle style.
Now, you guys have got a book out at the moment which is doing hugely successful. It was #1 on the charts at the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been only a week.
You and Jamie Oliver keep swapping #1.
Well,
yeah.
it keeps getting in the way,
in good
unfortunately.
company.
Yeah, and your business yourself, you don't own a restaurant as such, but you kind of do, well, you tell us what you do. But...
Yeah, so we primarily, we're private cooks. We work with clients all around the world. We're based in London.
These are some well-known people that we can't mention.
Yeah. Yes. We can't mention them because of the line of work that we're in, you know, we won't, but they're a film industry, music industry, TV, and we cook for families as well.
Right.
You always know when you've done well when they kind of extend it to their families and realise that this is more a way of life rather than just a diet for looking good on the camera.
Oh, right.
So they actually, they told us, they said we had to write a book so that they could pass on everything they'd learned to their families.
OK, so what are we're learning about the ragu over here. Tell us about this pizza, then.
So that's our cauliflower, buckwheat and the ground almonds. And as you can see, it kind of looks like a dough. It's nice and
unlike
sticky.
a normal dough, you've got to leave it to prove, this one...
No, this is just a case of rolling it out and putting it in the oven. So we cook the base first. That's where it's different as well.
OK.
So you just kind of get it really, really thin.
So, although you've got a whole egg there, you just use the whites for this?
Yes. Normally, we'd always keep the egg whole because the wonderful yolk is very nutritious, but we'll stick that into a smoothie, could throw it into the ragu. What else could you do with it?
Eggs in a smoothie.
Mayonnaise.
Eggs in a smoothie.
Eggs in a smoothie, yeah.
Raw.
Quality eggs, yeah.
Yeah, a good raw egg tastes
I've
like
been going
vanilla.
long, I'll put ice cream in mine.
My grandmother had a smoothie with eggs and beer, so it's
Oh, nice.
yeah.
That sounds good.
So I'm round to your house, then.
Put me to sleep each night.
Right, so what have you got in there? You've got...
So I've added in the mincemeat, the liver, tomato puree, oregano, and mixed spice. And that trick was taught to us by Jasmine's sort of adopted Italian family, who, by the way, massively approve of this Italian feast. Obviously, they've grown up on Italian food. They know their stuff and they love it.
for us. They were big recipe testers for our book.
And it's got all the flavour, but it's just got so much more nourishment, and it doesn't leave you feeling heavy. You feel like you'll take on the world with this food.
So is this your first book, then, that you brought out?
Yes.
OK.
We've been blogging for quite a number of years and writing recipes for people, but...
You've been doing what?
Blogging.
Blogging.
And then I just wanted to show you this.
Blogging, I like.
That's what you get left over from the spiralizer, which you can use as a crudité or...
That's the chef's bonus.
into salad.
If I put that on my restaurant menu as a crudité...
No one's going to say.
I don't think it looks good on your tent.
Just sorry to munch on. OK, so then I've got...
Do you think that'll catch on in Beverly Hills?
No, it won't be a success in America.
Right.
So I've got the tomatoes and wine going in, and then this is our secret weapon.
Thank you, Chef.
This is what we call bone broth, but you might call chicken stock, so it's homemade.
What was it called?
Bone broth.
Right.
And
Bone
it's
broth.
really simple to make, cheap to make, and it's one of the most nourishing things you can do for yourself. So obviously, lots of recipes call for stock for flavour, but it's also an incredibly nourishing food. It's really soothing and delicious too.
It's like a pre-digested protein, so all the nutrients from the bones, all the minerals go into that broth. So that's why we have the chicken soup for the soul. That's why people have chicken soup when they're ill, because it's just easy, nourishing food.
Now, tell us about this pizza. You cooked this, first of all, and we're going to put this back in the oven again.
We cook the base. I'm really tearing up the mozzarella because I like to get a bit of mozzarella in every mouthful. And then we're going to sprinkle it with some chilies, and that's it.
Chili flakes?
So you could make up this base in advance and freeze them, do a whole batch of them, and then of an evening just top it with your favourite toppings and pop it in the oven.
So straight back in the oven. This has gone in. This is a pizza stone in there, so it's gone in there very, very hot. It wants to go in there for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, if you'd like to put your questions to Melissa, Jasmine, or Wolfgang over there, you can call us now on this number. That's 033 0123 1410. That's 033 0123 1410. Remember, call to charge at your standard network rate.
Now, Jasmine, did you put any yeast in the pizza dough?
No, nothing at all.
Nothing at all?
Nothing. And there's nothing about it that resembles...
So is you know
yeah,
it.
no,
No,
really.
I know, I'm going to have to relearn my pizza business here.
So it doesn't matter now what you put it on top, because you know you're at least getting some vegetables and some goodness inside. So what is usually a kind of a cheap meal is now something really delicious.
Yeah.
And
what cheese did you use?
we use buffalo mozzarella.
So you see how that is
Right, yeah.
like spaghetti. Kids love this, everyone loves this, it's amazing food. And we make noodles out of cucumbers, carrots, anything we can spiralise, we'll spiralise it.
Spiralised.
Spiralise.
Okay.
I think you could call these zoodles in America because you call them zucchini, so they call them zoodles.
Zoodles.
We call it
I like your name first.
courgette.
Courgette.
So you want to give them a little trim, so they're
you're
not
not
too
going to
long.
cook these?
Not going to cook them, no. They're delicious as they are, and yeah, the heat from the sauce,
will
will warm them through.
Now, throughout the UK, you're travelling around, blogging and bits and pieces, on the book tour as well, doing these food festivals. Where can people see you next, then, if you want to see you live?
The next one we're most excited about is Port Elliot in Cornwall. Are you doing that?
No. When is that? Didn't get an invite for that one.
You can come with us.
We took your place, James.
It's the end of July.
End of July.
Yeah, and so we'll be doing a live demo in the fields with wellies on.
Yeah.
In the fields.
Not sure what we're going to cook there yet, but...
So is it that kind of like Glastonbury but food?
yeah.
Yeah, and the most
That's
beautiful
far too trendy for me. Right, so I'm going to move this to one side and we're going to lift off this
We've
one as
made
well.
one already, haven't we?
Yeah. So how long would you cook this for then, with the lid on?
Well, as with most soups, stews and so on, the longer you can leave it, the better. But I love it after 45 minutes. And what we actually do, we're all about everyday cooking, so food in a hurry. So we'll make a massive batch of this, and then we'll just reheat it, and then you make your courgette in 2 seconds. It's like a 5-minute meal if you make a big batch.
Okay, do you want me to get this one out?
Yeah.
And what I also forgot to tell you, James, is that we try and sneak in loads of vegetables. So at the end, I've grated loads of carrots and put it in, so that adds a sweetness, and you just add it in at the end.
So you don't cook it at the beginning? You
No,
cook it
it goes in at the end.
You can throw in whatever you like, but it kind of keeps
Gives
it a bit
amazing
fresh.
texture.
Right. Okay. Now, the key to that pizza is you need to cook the base beforehand.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
because of all the vegetables in there, because it's not just a dough with lots of air, that needs cooking first.
And do you have to turn it then as well, I take it?
Yes, 10 minutes on each side in, well, maybe a bit less in a hotter oven.
Right.
Just as long as it's nice and firm, and then the rest is just about heating up the topping.
Okay. So where do you guys prepare all this food for all these people? Do you go around to their houses and stuff
So
like
in
that?
their houses, we've got a kitchen in southeast London as well, right around the corner, actually. So, yeah. Big stainless steel box, but...
Right, I'll let you plate up your little ragu over here. Meanwhile,
Yes.
I'll grab this pizza out for you. Which, we've cooked this on a pizza stone, so reheat it through the pizza stone like that.
Yeah.
Do you want to finish that with a few
Okay.
bits of basil over the
Put
top?
basil on top of that.
There you go.
And then we like plenty of olive oil because extra virgin olive oil keeps all its goodness if you use it cold. So we don't cook with this. We save it for dressings, dips,
Right.
and for...
So you're finishing that with a bit of parsley and a bit of Parmesan cheese,
Yeah.
is that right?
And as Jar said, more olive oil.
I have a little Parmesan on my pizza too.
Oh, you want a bit of
Yeah,
Parmesan
yeah.
on the pizza,
Bit-
right?
And some chili flakes.
Yeah.
I'm very peculiar about my
Customising
pizza.
your
Oh, it's not a takeout, it's not a takeout.
I know what I want.
So we'll put a little bit on there for Wolfgang as well. So tell us what these dishes are.
So you've got your ultra-nourishing ragu with chicken livers and carrots added in on a bed of raw courgettes, and that's courgette spaghetti made from courgettes.
And this is our flour power pizza with cauliflower, buckwheat and almonds, and then just a simple margarita on top. Or you could put anything.
And Jamie Oliver, move over because your book will be #1 by lunchtime. There you go. Enjoy that one.
Thanks,
Right, do you want to take that one?
Yes,
And
lovely.
I'll take this, and you take that.
Hungry.
Are we eating? Good,
Salt
good,
on the
good.
top as well.
So I hope I've snipped the spaghetti.
Look
Sure,
at
if
that.
You do realise Wolfgang's
Beautiful.
got, you know, he's the master of pizzas, you know that.
I know, we kind of
If you
chose
wanna
our
go that
menu
side,
before
there
really
you go.
thinking about that.
Have a seat.
All right,
Go,
thank
Wolfgang,
you.
enjoy.
Oh, look at that.
Your
I don't know whether you want one of
personalised
these
pizza.
or whether you want a knife and fork.
Okay,
So
no,
tell him to you. But
okay.
anyway, dive in.
We're diving in.
Oh, we forgot the parsley for his personal pizza there.
Chili flakes.
I'll put
that's
some
what it was.
Parmesan on
Chili
it, that's
flakes.
fine.
That's
Well,
what it was.
Parmesan.
Yeah, I've done that.
Thank you.
Good.
And the chili flakes we have on, so we're all right?
Yeah.
You've
But
got
the
a very-
secret with that is you need to cut it so you don't end up
yeah.
with massive
You
long
end up-
Yeah,
pieces.
give it a little snip.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's always
fun.
fun. Yeah, the kids love it.
Have you ever had raw courgette like that before?
It's nice though, isn't it? That? And the
It is.
ragu is lovely.
The ragu is fabulous.
Yeah.
And how long do you cook that for?
2 hours would be ideal, but it's good after about 45 minutes.
Like you
now.
say, the great
Yeah.
thing is you make a big batch of it
Yeah.
Yeah.
and dive in. Well, I'll leave him to dive into that.